Welcome to Duluth Junction Workshop. I'm Tyler. I have two main problems this spring. The first is with the way the world's been going, I want to secure some degree of food independence over the next few years and grow a portion of my food at home. The second problem is that I should be graduating in my master's degree program this spring, and that's Sustainable Communities Masters of Arts. And I'm looking to get a better job, and I might be moving out to a different city. So if I'm starting a garden, it's time to start a garden right now. I need to be planting this week. And if I want to move out potentially this year, then I need to have a garden I can bring with me. So let's go ahead and turn this decrepit trailer into the fastest garden in Minnesota. This is not actually my first mobile garden project. My first one was built in a Surly bike trailer, and I made that because I was the director of the Northern Arizona Pollinator Habitat Initiative for about a year and a half. And the idea with that was that my team and I would be able to build I called it the pedal-powered pollinator patch, the 4P. And I got a team together, we built the trailer, and we were able to plant native flowers and native milkweeds on the trailer. We could leave it at the school to be cared for, and then on Sundays I could hook up my bike and haul it up to the farmer's market, show it off, and teach people about pollinators and the importance of pollinators play in our food system. Then I could tow it back to the university and leave it there for the rest of the week. So this is going to be a much bigger scale version, but it can be pulled by a pickup truck. It can just sit around until I need to move it. This trailer has been sitting up by the Jacobson tractor for about 20 years, and during that time it hasn't done much except for rot. So the first order of business is to pull these sides off. All right, so Dad's here helping out. We got the big pieces cut down to length. It's a 4-foot by 8-foot trailer, so it's the perfect size for plywood and everything. Pretty typical for a utility trailer. So we got these little pieces out here spacing it up about 3/4 inch, and then the stakes go down in the stake pockets, so everything kind of fits perfectly on this trailer. We got these screwed in now, I believe, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, geez. Yeah, so that'll be covered up by the lining I put in it. Yeah, we're gonna keep going on this thing. Pretty simple stuff right now, so I'm not gonna cover a whole lot of it with video, but we'll come back when everything's put together. This thing's coming together pretty well. We got the two sides up, and I'm glad that I put that 3/4 inch gap in the bottom because it is pretty much flush with the fenders. In the back I had a little gap because there's no side on the back of the trailer. It's meant to be unloaded, so I had to put another piece of board there. Otherwise, we're looking great. The next thing we're going to do is build some sides on this thing. So the idea here is that we're going to have a superstructure, basically just a empty box here, and the doors are going to have just hinges on the top, and we'll have that all the way down. Then we got these things, which came off my childhood sandbox. There's a top on the sandbox, I believe, to keep it dry and keep the cat out. So this guy over here whipped this up about 25 years ago, and so these go on the sides. You pull this pin out and they collapse down like this. So I was thinking I could repurpose them to go on the sides here and then collapse down to raise and lower the sides. We'll figure out a way to do that. It's got a lag screw and all that good stuff. But first we got to build this box, so let's do that. Because the ends are screwed into the sides from here, we actually screwed in one screw on either side here, so it kind of holds the front end to the sides a little bit better, just in case. So we got that whole frame here worked out, so the sides will actually hang off of these with hinges on the top, and they're pretty sturdy right now. Not sturdy enough to drive it on the highway with a tarp over the front, but sturdy enough to plant some plants. And what are you thinking about for the doors on this thing, or the flip up stuff.
I think I'll just rip some 2x2s for a frame and then just put some ankle braces on the corners.
We got the top boxed in and we got the measurements for the kind of fold out door things. I guess I'm calling them doors. But it's looking good for the first day and we're gonna call it a night. I did notice that the lumber we're using is marked 1997-98, which is when we kind of installed all this fencing. So it's kind of cool that it's coming full circle and it's still staying in the area being used. And I love doing zero waste stuff. It's a great feeling to make something new out of something old and to keep it moving. We'll catch back up to make those mesh doors tomorrow, so stay tuned. I apologize for any wind noise. We got a storm rolling in and I want to get some seeds in this thing before the rain starts tomorrow. So we got some pond liner. We're gonna throw this thing in and keep those plants from sucking the toxic chemicals out of the treated lumber. All right, so this thing is 1 foot longer than the trailer is, so I'm gonna do my best here. I'm going to line this up and start tacking it down. It's not perfect, but I think it'll work. Let's go fill it with some manure. All right, let's do that like 5 more times. I think I was more like 7. But we got the trailer full. Just gonna level this out, and I have been pulling little weedy stuff out as I go, just to reduce the chance that it comes up, but I know it's gonna come up. It's horse manure. Horses just eat weeds all day long, so yeah, we'll see what happens with it. But I'm going to do this, and I think there's like 1 or 2 things that I'm supposed to plant outside at this point. It's not a lot. The rest is starting inside. Here we have some milkweeds that I didn't plant right. Zebra tomatoes, serrano peppers and Fresno peppers, strawberries that I didn't plant in time, but they're really small. Then we have newly planted Cherokee purple tomatoes, impatiens. Now over here we have parsley and broccoli. More broccoli over here. I love fresh broccoli. And ow, oh man, why does he keep that cactus there? God. And there, I think that's 1 milkweed. I think this is just ice, just frozen soil. That's not gonna come apart. A few of you may be asking, hey Dum Dum, why didn't you just haul the trailer over? Because it's a trailer, idiot. So the main reason is that I have 20, 30-year-old tires on it right now, and the one doesn't hold air. So if I pumped it up and pulled it out there, probably would have a flat tire by the time I get back. It's also really muddy, so if I pulled it out there, it might be kind of sketchy trying to get it out to the manure pit. Anyway, just a couple little reasons. I think it's better to keep it right here for now, and I'm going to work on getting some new tires on it. That's a thing I'll work on in the future, but right now I want to get this thing ready to have plants in it, and we can update the rest of it as the summer goes on. I guess it's pretty obvious that I didn't get the seeds in yesterday, but it's raining today, so let's throw these Austrian winter peas in as a cover crop. It says plant anytime. I got them in Arizona, so they tolerate drought. We'll throw them in, and should fix some nitrogen in the soil so that when I go to plant my normal plants that I can have good nutritious soil for them. I'm already finding that the size of the trailer is pretty good. It allows me to comfortably reach the middle of the trailer, the middle of the garden I should say. We plant very easily. So what's going on now? You're marking these out so we know that we can do pilot holes in here,
Right.
2 on each, and then I actually put gloves on, and then we can drill those together. So that sounds good. Then we'll do this for all 4 pieces.
Yeah, well, I think we need to put some 45s on the corners just to.
Oh yeah,
From
and
racking.
kind of angle the screws in.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do all that.
A little more. That's good.
With the cover crop in the ground and a little bit of frost cloth on, I had a little bit less pressure to go in and work on this. So it was good to take a little time over the weekend, get some caging wire or chicken wire on this thing. I used fence staples to put it into the frame, and then tied it together with extra wire from the wire cuttings. So this whole thing is held on by 2 little kind of door hinges on the top. So we can open that up. Now all we need is to add some braces so that when it goes up, it stays up. We've been working on putting these struts in here to keep it open. So the idea is that you open the door here and this kind of flattens out. We had an issue with this part. Was supposed to keep it straight and lock it in once it's open. That's not going to work out because it's going to hit here when it collapses. We had to put this block in to make it stack up correctly in this dimension, and then unfortunately, the door has to open way too high, higher than I can reach to lock it in. So we would have to move this down. There are too many moving targets here to really make it work. So I think for this trailer version 1, or for the 5P trailer right now, we're going to scrap this whole folding brace idea, and we'll just go with a very simple strut that I can just take a piece of board out and shove it in, and it should work fine and be a lot simpler and more durable.
Down. Okay, I think if we put like a block here, and then we can do this that just turns onto it.
But why don't we shift the block out to here, then we have one that flips onto here, and then we have one that flips onto here.
Okay.
So the 2 planes are flush. Does that work?
Yeah.
We'll get those hold down tabs put in later, but right now the trailer is pretty much where I want it to be planting. I'm glad I started this thing when the snow is out, because now the overnight lows are around freezing, and it's getting to be very close to the time that I want to be moving plants outside and planting plants in the outside. The trailer still doesn't move. The wheel bearings are shot and the tires are not roadworthy. So if you would like, let me know. I would love to do a second episode on this, get the tires on, restore the wheels, do the wheel bearings, maybe paint this thing up a little bit and take it on the road, see what it'll do. Otherwise, I've heard people that want to see more of the chickens, so I will run some chicken stuff in the credits. Thank you for watching, and press on. My dad does have a garden here on the other side of the barn, so the trailer's up there. But unfortunately, it doesn't get too much light here because of the trees, so this is actually going to move up there to that's a year sometime, so I'm not able to plant in here without stuff being torn up a little bit. He likes to plant with stuff that he buys in the pots, already sprouts, but I want to plant it from seed. Anyway, oh hi honey, you ready? Oh, Pep lets me pet her. What a cutie. Okay, oh, shake it off.